These are charcoal burners, a really good edible mushroom from the Russula or brittlegill family. You'll find them from around midsummer and throughout autumn in woodlands, especially near beech and oak. The Russulas can be a fairly tricky group of mushrooms to identify, so I wouldn't class them as beginner mushrooms. There's potential confusion with some poisonous amanitas. You have to really slow down when you're looking for these mushrooms because they can blend in perfectly with the leaf litter, especially at a younger stage. It's difficult to identify charcoal burners by their caps because they're quite variable in colour. They're most often a sort of dark grey like this, but they can also be brown. It can be a lighter grey colour like this, sometimes tinged with purple and even occasionally tinged with green. They generally grow up to around 10 centimetres in diameter. This old one here is about as big as they get. This one is well past its best. And the cuticle is quite easily peeled off. The gills are a white to creamy colour and they have a greasy feel to them. And the gills are very crowded and they're slightly decurrent. As the family name suggests, the brittlegill mushrooms have gills that are brittle. So if you take this one here, which is a sickener, if you run your finger across the gills, they flake and break off like that. However, charcoal burners are the only member of the brittlegill family that has gills that aren't brittle. They're flexible. So this is a good way of telling the charcoal burner from other brittlegills, because if you run your finger across the gills, they'll just bounce straight back and not break off. So this is one in a nice condition here. And they've got quite a firm, stout stem, and it reminds me of a stick of chalk, because if you break the stem, it snaps cleanly. And the stem is white and it has no ring or skirt on it. The flesh is white and quite firm, and there's not really any distinctive smell, it's just quite mushroomy. And these mushrooms give a white spore print. Charcoal burners have a mild flavour that's quite similar to shop bought mushrooms. You want to get them when they're nice and young like this, because they get maggoty very quickly. By this stage they're far too maggoty. They can be used in similar ways to shop bought mushrooms. They're good in soups or sautéed in garlic butter. Just be extra vigilant when you're foraging white-gilled mushrooms, because there's a potential that you could confuse them with some of the deadly amanitas, like the death cap. Just check that with charcoal burners there's no ring or skirt on the stem, and there's no vulva at the base of the mushroom. If you're a mushroom forager and you're not sure how to identify the death cap, then I recommend watching my video on it.